Welcome back, everybody, to IGN Live from the San Diego Comic-Con. It's time to talk about the Sinister 6 movie. Do we have a... What was the news today? We have a release date?
So the news that fell was that Sinister 6 is now coming out in 2016. Amazing Spider-Man 3 was expected to come out in 2016. It has now been pushed all the way back to 2018. So that's a weird... It's not exactly a vote of confidence in that franchise.
Now, to clarify... people maybe aren't big comics fans. Sinister Six is a group of superheroes, sort of like Avengers-ish.
It's the
group
Avengers
of villains.
It's
Spider-Man villains. Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
And it really shows you that they're trying to figure out what this franchise is. Sony wants to build out Spider-Man into a bigger universe. They really can only use villains, and so they're trying to figure it out. It's going to be strange though because we're not going to get a Spider-Man movie for a few years, and suddenly we're going to get a movie introducing a bunch of these villains and setting them up as a team.
And with Avengers 2 now, Avengers 3, we suspect taking the spot that had been meant for Amazing Spider-Man 3 in 2018.
Yeah, it's all
it's a lot to keep track of.
Yes, it is.
So, do you think Spider-Man, what role will Spider-Man play in a Sinister Six movie?
That's a very good question. How much do you need Andrew Garfield? You kind of want to keep him in the public consciousness.
Yeah.
It's remember, he's Spider-Man, but I don't know. It's not his movie.
He's signed for Amazing 3, and so I think the question really is, do they want him, and can they get him to pop up in this movie if this whole idea is to continue the Spider-Man franchise until Amazing Spider-Man 3? Now several years away, and the whole thing is that the first two Amazing Spider-Man movies didn't go over that huge. That's kind of why they're trying to figure this all out now. So it kind of puts them in, sort of a tough situation.
2016 is not that far off.
No.
For Sinister Six. Who else is in the Sinister Six?
Well, right now we know it's Green Goblin, Dane DeHaan, and they've teased in Amazing Spider-Man 2. They teased Vulture. They teased Doc Ock.
Right.
Perhaps we'll get some other guys like Craven. I don't think it'll be the exact lineup from the comic.
Maybe Giamatti as Rhino, though.
Right.
You wonder, can they get Jamie Foxx as Electro? How many of those characters that they introduced in Amazing 2 will be back for Sinister 6? That's kind of the big question.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was released earlier this year.
Yeah.
How did that pan out? A financial success, right?
It did okay.
It did okay.
It wasn't a black eye, but it wasn't. There was no bragging rights involved with that, and that's what they're looking for. They want their Spider-Man franchise to have that kind of hype factor that the Raimi series had, and that now that Marvel and the Batman franchise have enjoyed, that sort of palpable excitement, and they're just not getting that traction with it.
Yeah, but people wonder, maybe it has been the fact that there have been 5 Spider-Man movies in, 12 years?
Yeah.
That's a lot. So maybe this is, they're hoping the right move is continue their series, but now put the focus on these other characters, wait a while to do another Amazing Spider-Man movie, and hopefully kind of bring back some excitement for that.
Well, it does make you wonder. You need Spider-Man in there somehow because they're going to team up to fight whom exactly? It's like, hey, I guess Spidey went on vacation. Let's ruin the city.
Now's our moment.
Yeah, because either they're a bunch of bad guys the whole time, or they're being redeemed really quickly.
Cool.
Yeah.